His Excellency Major General Retired Dato' Paduka Seri Haji Aminuddin Ihsan Bintin Orang Kaya Saiful Mulk Dato' Seri Paduka Haji Abidin, High Commissioner of the Brunei Darussalam to the United Kingdom. Yang Mulia Chigo Ali Hamdani bin Haji Muhammadiyah, Director of the Brunei Students Unit, London. Yang Mulia Awang Azmuddin bin Ramli, Head of the Brunei Investment Agency Office, London. Mr. Andrew Jeffries, CEO of the Oxford Business Group. Mr. Lemmy Gresh, CEO of Invest. Yang Mulia Awang Muhammad Ayub bin Haji Kamaluddin, Chair of the Brunei Students Research Symposium. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, and I'd like to thank all of you for granting myself and the BEDB the honor of speaking here today. So to put it quite simply, I want to talk about some of the ways in which the BEDB attempts to support researchers and entrepreneurs. I'll be talking about some of the BEDB's initiatives, as well as the support infrastructure that we attempt to create for research and innovation. So just to begin with, I'd like to give a short overview of the Brunei Economic Development Board, before moving on to what we really want from our innovative startups, and how we go about in supporting them appropriately. So the BEDB was established by His Majesty in 2001 through the Brunei Economic Development Board Act. And our main objective is to facilitate foreign and domestic investment in order to grow and diversify Brunei's economy. So if you take a look at this slide, on the right-hand side, we have the sectors that have been identified by Brunei that will help us to ensure long-term competitiveness. And this is where they want a lot of the R&D to be focused on. So they're looking at energy, environment, healthcare and sciences, ICT and food security. And on the left side, these are sectors that have been identified by the BEDB as sectors in which Brunei could potentially have a competitive advantage. So when we're talking about life sciences, we're talking about food processing, pharmaceutical and cosmetics. With oil and gas and petrochemicals, we're talking about investment in petrochemicals, integrated petrochemical refineries, as well as renewables. And with ICT and high-tech industries, we're looking at investment in data and disaster recovery centers, software, as well as multimedia development. And of course, investment in the supporting industries, so air and sea, logistics, oil and fuel, and financial services. So in general, we're looking at investment in new technology in an attempt, as we mentioned before, to boost productivity. And whilst productivity in the oil and gas sector has been falling, there are unexplored opportunities that we have to take advantage of in other fields. And this is where our R&D investment comes into. So in order to promote and achieve this economic diversification for Brunei, the BEDB has identified the following key focus areas. So firstly, to promote FDI and export-oriented manufacturing and services, as well as research collaboration in Brunei. Increasing R&D and innovation by encouraging more people to be involved in knowledge-based industries and commercializing innovative ideas. Enhancing the value of innovation, where an intellectual property system supports the innovative and entrepreneurship ecosystem, making it more conducive for people to come up with innovative ideas and have them adequately protected. And strengthening local businesses, so helping to grow micro businesses and SMEs alike, with an aim for our SMEs to look towards internationalization. And we're also tasked to deliver key national infrastructure projects that will help also to support the other key focus areas. So next, I'd like to be talking just a bit about our statement of objective for our innovative startups. So if someone were to come up with a research or a business idea, this is basically what we would want from them. We want the startup or the ideas to be investment ready. So we need them to have a clear pathway to revenue generation, as well as to early growth that will enable them in raising capital to fund and sustain growth towards internationalization later on in the process. The vision that we have for our local companies is that they are to become multinational companies and benchmarked as public listed companies, with the purpose, of course, of contributing back to the Brunei's economic development. They'll be contributing back through a number of different ways, such as employment in the creation of new jobs, advancement of knowledge and technology, as well as contributing to Brunei's GDP through increased export and support diversification, and financial returns to our government through company taxation. So moving on, I'd like to talk about the support framework that we have for our startups. So taking them from the early journey for having just a business idea towards looking to become an international company. So if I were to ask our researchers and students to take away one slide from my presentation here today, it would probably be this one. So this is the journey that we have for our companies. And first of all, it starts off with the engagement stage. So through engagement, just like our talk here today, we're looking to look out and get as many business ideas as we can. So we also do outreach to local schools, institutions, and we also run competitions and talks to help with idea generation. We have business plan competitions, we have invention competitions, and the main purpose of these are so that we can just get people thinking about new solutions. You know, a lot of business ideas, mostly they're talking about solutions to problems. So we're looking to get people to think about new solutions, and hopefully to start them on their entrepreneurship journey. So the next stage, or once you have an innovative business idea, we do provide several types of assistance, such as working space that we'll give you, as well as a startup grant to help kickstart the business. And we also provide the opportunity for business skill development. And by the end of this stage, we hope to have committed entrepreneurs who present a cross-disciplinary team with complementary skills. What I mean by this is that we understand that a lot of engineers and scientists are the ones that come up with these solutions, but they may have skills, they may not have the skills to actually sell their ideas. So and that's completely fine. We can put these people in touch with the right people who can help with business skills and marketing, or we can provide them with even with a team to help them with this in the areas where they're lacking expertise. And so the next stage is once you've validated your ideas, we also provide for incubation and mentorship, as well as prototyping assistance through our upcoming design and technology initiative. We also provide you with a grant if you need it for prototype development. And we also hope for at the end of this that we have new intellectual property created, so new designs and new patents. And finally, the last stage is where we hope for these companies to grow at a much larger rate. So following validation of your ideas, the next step that we're looking towards is transformation of your company or business. We will assist in providing your company with access to different markets, and we'll put you in touch with potential investors as well as helping you to achieve success, even through helping you with initial public offering, investments, or even acquisition in the future. So whilst the last slide provided you with just a summary of the BEDB pathway towards success, I'll talk a little bit about, I'll talk about this in more detail and some of the support system infrastructure that we have. So first of all, we're currently in the process of, we do have an Desert Tech Park, which we're always constantly improving and attempting to grow. So this tech park has been designated for the development of knowledge enterprise. And it began with the iCenter. The iCenter was the first ICT incubation center in Brunei, which was established in 2008 to help and nurture local ICT companies in developing new and innovative products. So following the iCenter, we had the Knowledge Hub, which is phase 2. And this is a center that's aimed at promoting knowledge-based industries involved in R&D and human capacity development. So some of the research activities that are currently being carried out here include energy and environment research, as well as defense-related modeling. And the third phase of this development includes an 8-story energy-efficient building for SME development programs and a creative and animation industry. So I remember someone earlier talked about global warming. Well, we have here Brunei's first Class A green building. So as well as being our first design and technology center, it's also an architectural achievement for the country. And this is also part of the Desert Tech Park. So apart from our work with the iCenter, Knowledge Hub, and the D&T Center, we also do reach out to other areas. So Entrepreneurship at Campus is a collaboration between UBD and the BEDB to promote entrepreneurship at a university college level. So this is just a place where university-based companies or college-based companies can come and share their ideas, or they can actually have their companies based here. And this is housed at the UBD. And as part of our initiative to enhance multimedia production skills, we also have the Creative Arts Facility, which was housed at the Desert Tech Park and the Knowledge Hub. Some of the things that we provide here is shared infrastructure. So we have a number of different workstations and software licenses, and a lot of rendering facilities that people can come in and use. And apart from this, we also provide programs for training, workshops, technology talks, as well as mentorship. So next I'll talk a little bit about how we attempt to enhance the value of innovation in Brunei. One of the ways in which we try to enhance innovation is through the Intellectual Property Office. So the Brunei Intellectual Property Office, which is housed in the BEDB, provides for registration of patents, designs, and trademarks. IP, of course, is a vital part of the innovation ecosystem, as intellectual property rights provide businesses and entrepreneurs with the ability to seek profit from their innovative ideas. And I'd like to share some of the statistics that we have up on the board with you. So this table shows the level of IP protection in Brunei from 2012 to 2014. Sorry, it shows it from 2008 to 2014. But in 2012 is when the IP office actually moved to the BEDB. So in 2012, we helped to found the first Brunei patent law. And so we had our first local application for patents. And the number has been growing. In fact, of 2013 to 2014, for overall applications, both local and foreign, we experienced 90% growth. And of course, with our local applications, the majority of them went to the university. So we give a lot of talks as well to universities, really trying to get them to protect their IP and to use it in their company's journey or their research journey. So I talked earlier about some of the support infrastructure. And now I'd like to just talk a little bit about the financial infrastructure and support schemes that the BEDB also does provide. So at the start of the business process, when you have just an idea or just a business idea or business research, we provide you with a Startup Brunei grant, which offers financial assistance and fast-track business setup, as well as talent recruitment facilitation to attract both foreign and local entrepreneurs. So an example of a local company that we have is .New Technologies, which is made up by a team of 7 ITB graduates who are involved in mobile application development. And from overseas, we have XID Technologies, which is a Singapore company establishing R&D office in Brunei, and they deal with facial recognition software. And they've also they've done well in recruiting in involving our local researchers. So they've also hired UBD graduates to help with the development work of their software. And for the next stage after the Startup Brunei, we also provide you with more financial assistance in the form of the Local Enterprise Application and Products Grant, or the LEAP grant for short, which provides financial assistance for developing prototypes or pilot projects that have innovative technological solutions. So IVAPS, Nurian Bahad, is the designer of a new industrial valve. In short, basically, when there are road leakages, we often have to dig up the road to stop the leak. But this IVAPS valve has basically eliminated that need. So they can do the fixing work remotely through this new technology. And they've also signed an MOU with ITB for the development, and they've been receiving a lot of interest in their product. And on the other end of the spectrum, we've also provided the LEAP grant to Origin Films. So we helped out with Yasmin's with covering their pre-film production, and we've also helped them we've encouraged them to access in other markets, and we provided this grant for them to grow and to make their movie hopefully bigger and better. And so next, I'll talk about some of the funds that we have for ICT startups. So the XLX Venture Capital Fund is a $20 million fund set up by the BEDB and Spring Singapore. This fund is managed by XLX, which is a Singapore-based venture capital fund with experiences in investing into early-stage technology. And the aim of this fund is to help Brunei technology firms to finance their expansion into viable markets. And to date, the fund has invested in 2 Brunei companies, namely Infinite Technology and Mi60 Sendirian Bahad. And in partnership with AIT and DST, we're also involved in the setting up of another fund, which is the Future Fund, which is a $1.8 million fund which provides capital for promising ICT startups. We at the BEDB also recognize the importance of increasing R&D to ensure the country's long-term competitiveness and paving the way towards becoming a more innovative and knowledge-based economy. Now, to support this, the BEDB has worked together with the Brunei Research Council to introduce the Brunei Research Incentive Schemes. This cost-sharing scheme aims to support and encourage R&D collaborations with our institutions of higher learning, focusing on our 5 priority clusters that I mentioned earlier, namely energy, environment, food security, healthcare, health sciences, and ICT. So these are just some examples of some of the research agencies that we have. So we have Sengenics from Malaysia and the United Kingdom, China, Beijing Sesame Rolls from China, Pixella Corporation, who have collaborated with UBD to create a new protective paint coating, and Sunland Agritech from Singapore, which was the company involved in the creation of our new hybrids of rice, so the Titi and the Beras Laila varieties. This was created by Sunland with MIPR. And from Australia, as we mentioned earlier before, we also have National by Innovations, which are involved in healthcare products. So the main aim of the BRISC is to encourage collaboration with industry experts. And this collaboration with industry experts will only serve to heighten our knowledge and enhance our capability, hopefully leading towards more investment in R&D and new technological industries. So if you were to take away something from this today, I think I'd like to really push forward the message on behalf of the BEDB that if you're a researcher, if you're an entrepreneur, or anyone with a new idea, we're always here to support you. We don't ask for anything in return. It's our job to put the Bruneian economy in a place where it can grow and succeed. And we're hoping that through our local talent and through new innovative ideas, we can help to achieve this. And so if there are any questions, we'll be outside, so I think we're running short on time, but thank you.